Hello everyone. In this video, we'll discuss a very important topic that is rabies post-exposure prophylaxis. And we'll also discuss some of the important clinical scenario in which individual misses the dose or presenting after many days or weeks of bite. This video is based on WHO and CDC latest guidelines. After the bite, animal bite, there are three categories. So the first category is category one, in which there is just touching the animal or there is a lick of animal on the intact skin. So the guideline says there will be no use of vaccine or immunoglobulin. Just wash the exposed skin. Category 2. Category 2 is the category where there are minor scratch or there is no bleeding as such. In this group, guidelines recommend washing the wound and immediate vaccination, no immunoglobulins. Category 3 is the category where there is a bleeding, significant bleeding, mucosal exposure to the saliva, or there is a bad exposure. Now, bad exposure is very important because bad exposure does not sometimes does not create a visible wound or bleeding. In this group, washing the wound area, vaccination, as well as immunoglobulins are recommended. Now let's see what is wound cleaning. Wound cleaning should be a very thorough washing with a large amount of water and with soap and detergent. And it should be done immediately. Why? Depending on the characteristic of the wound, antibiotics can be given, analgesics can be given, and tetanus vaccination. Vaccine. Now, the vaccine which is recommended by WHO can be intradermal as well as intramuscular. The advantage of intradermal is it is given on day 0, 3, and 7 days. That is, within a week, the course can be completed. And it is given two site intradermal zero point 0.1 ml each. And it is cost effective and only 3 visits are needed here. While intramuscular, it is given on day 0, 3, 7, and 14. CDC says that between 14 to 21 days, it can also be given the fourth dose, and one site intramuscular dose is given. Now, the site of intramuscular dose, it is given on the deltoid. And in the children who are more than 2 years of age, this area is preferred, but less than 2 years of age, anterolateral area of the thigh should be preferred. It should not be given in the gluteal area. Now, the special population, like as such, there is no contraindication. Infants, pregnancy, or immunocompromised individuals, it is given across all the spectrum without any contraindication. While in cases of immunocompromised individuals, it is a 5 dose regime like 0, 3, 7, 14, and 28 days. That is the only change in the immunocompromised individuals. Those who are previously vaccinated, only two booster doses are needed between day 0 and 3. No immunoglobulin is needed for previously vaccinated individuals. Now, immunoglobulin. So, for category 3 exposure, it should be administered as soon as possible. Guideline says that it is within the 7 days of the first vaccination dose, it should be given. While maximum dose for immunoglobulin, it is 40 international units per kg body weight for ERIG, and it is 20 international units per kg for human-derived RIG. Skin testing should not be done because it is not so reliable. While the suturing of the wound, this is a very important aspect, that the suturing of the wound can be delayed after RIG infiltration, because once the suturing occur, the infiltration will be less in the local area. But if the suturing is unavoidable, then it should be slightly loose to allow for the proper diffusion. Now, this is the important change in the WHO guidelines that previously RIG or immunoglobulin infiltration was in the wound and the remaining in the intramuscular area. But now the WHO recent guideline says that it should be infiltrated only in and around the wound because the studies have shown that yeah, in and around the moon has a superior efficacy. And now, because of the limited availability of the immunoglobulin, it should be given for high risk category 3. We'll discuss what are those high risk category 3. And timing earlier it was as soon as possible. Now it is up to 7 days after the vaccination. Now the monoclonal antibody are increased for immunoglobulins. Now, the highest category, highest priority for receiving the IG are those who are at very high risk. Those individuals are multiple bites. Those who have got multiple bites, deep wounds, bites which are to the highly innervated part of the body like head and neck and hands, severe immunodeficiency, or the animal who is confirmed is having a case of a rabies or bat bite. So these are the groups where the highest risk of getting the rabies occur. Now, let's see some of the important scenario. What if the vaccine dose is missed? So vaccination should be resumed. So that means ki if patient has taken 0 day, 3 day and missed, then the next dose will be according to the 7th day followed by the 14th day of vaccine. So it should not be restarted. The full course should not be restarted. So suppose for example, if patient has taken 0 day, 3rd day, now instead of the 7th day, patient is coming on the 10th day. So give the third dose on the 10th day or accordingly. And after the 10th day, the fourth dose will be given plus 7 days, means it should be given on the 17th day. So that schedule should be properly maintained. Now, these are the situation. Suppose animal is alive and healthy. After 10 days, no PEP needed. If the individual come after the 10th day and pet or animal is alive, then no need for PEP. Or if the individual says he has taken 2 doses or 3 doses, so 4 doses needed or not. If the animal is alive after 10 days, then it is not needed because within the 10 day, the animal will not be healthy. Now, if the animal is dead, disappeared, or unknown status, then PEP has to be started full doses. Previously vaccinated, that is less than 3 years of vaccination is there, then only booster dose of 0 and 3rd day will be given, no RIG will be given. Not vaccinated, so obviously it will be a full vaccination course, category 3, highest risk, RIG will be given. Now, late presentation, that is after 7 days, then vaccination course should be given, and most of the guidelines recommend that immunoglobulin is not recommended if individual come after 7 days. So this is a very important table for you. Now, if there is a repeat exposure after PEP, suppose the individual has taken the full course 4 dose of intramuscular vaccination, immunoglobulin also taken within the 7 days of the bite, and then there is a another bite which happened. So, what should be done in that case? So, if the repeat exposure is within 3 months after the previous exposure and PEP has been completed, so nothing to be done because only wound care is required and nothing to be done as such. But if the exposure is after 3 months of PEP or from the first bite, there is more than 3 months, then the vaccine should be given as if the patient, as if the individual is previously vaccinated. So, two booster doses will be given 0 day and 3rd day if individual is coming after 3 days of the exposure. RIG is not indicated repeat. Now, if animal is healthy after 10 days, then PEP can be discontinued. Now, let's see some of the case examples. Case examples are dog bite 2 months ago, no vaccination taken, patient asymptomatic. So, patient will say, ki if rabies has to happen, it has to happen. Individual is or I will not say patient, individual is healthy. So, will you give vaccination or PEP in this case? So, remember, in humans, incubation period can be a long incubation period. It can be months, and some cases it is after a year the rabies has occurred. So, therefore, in that condition, RIG will not be indicated because individual is coming after 2 months. So, individual is coming after beyond 7 days. So, RIG is not indicated, but full course of vaccination should be given. Now the next scenario, dog bite 1 month back. Individual took two doses of the vaccine, 0 day and third day, but did not complete the course. Dog is alive and healthy. So what will be done in that case? So no further vaccination is needed, because if the dog is healthy after 10 days of bite, then nothing to be done. Next one, dog bite 2 months back, took two doses, dog status normal. This happens that it was a stray dog and we can't trace the dog. What should be done? So in that individual, resume the vaccination course. So we will give the third dose followed by the fourth dose. The gap between the third and fourth dose will be as usual, 7 to 14 days gap should be there. Obviously, no RIG will be given. Now, scratch by a stray dog 2 months back, no vaccination, no RIG, the dog status is not known. So there is a scratch. Scratch means it is category 2. So the answer here will be start full vaccination course. No RIG. Dog bite 2 weeks ago, no treatment taken, dog alive and healthy. What should you do? 2 weeks back, no PEP needed in this case. Now the repeat dog bite within 3 months of full vaccination course. What will you do? So within 3 months of full vaccination course, repeat bite has occurred, nothing to be done. Now this question is for you. The question is dog bite 45 days ago. No vaccination taken, patient healthy, dog can't be traced. What will you do as a physician? So I will be waiting for your answer. Put your answer in the comment section. And this was the presentation for rabies post-exposure prophylaxis. So if you have any doubts, any feedback you want to give or any recommendation, you can put in the comment section. Thank you.